Mr. Speaker, yesterday I tabled the government's own data to show that the government's list of scattered programs to reduce diabetes have had no province-wide impact to decrease the incidence of diabetes. A province-wide epidemic like diabetes should be treated seriously, with a highly organized command center, a strong strategic plan implemented with regularly measured outcomes, and a continuous effort to update and improve it. The government has its diabetes strategy on its website. I tabled the first 3 pages if they've forgotten. I asked the minister how many of the strategy's 53 goals have been fully achieved.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to let the member know that what we've done in this government is we've focused on not just when a person gets diabetes, but before they get diabetes. So I'm pleased to be the minister in 2004 that committed to increase physical activity by 10% in 10 years. I'd like to inform all members of the House we achieved the 10% goal in 7 years and led the nation. I'm also pleased to let all members know the other way you deal with diabetes is by diet. I'm pleased that we have almost 1,000 gardens, we have healthier food, we've been working with Grow a Row programs, etc. We have food in schools that are talking about appropriate, healthier food rather than sugary junk. And you know what, Mr. Speaker, we have more to do, and we're doing it in spite of how the member opposite votes.
Mr. Speaker, it is a sad fact that very few of the goals of the province's diabetes strategy have in fact been fully achieved province-wide. It is evident that the NDP government has been singularly ineffective in actually reducing the incidence of diabetes, perhaps because they haven't paid much attention to their own strategy. So I ask the minister, will he at least commit to providing a full accounting of the implementation status of the diabetes strategy by providing, within 2 weeks, a full accounting of the status of each of the 53 goals in the strategy and what has not been implemented.
I'd like to let the member know that we have a multiple-pronged strategy, and a lot of it has to do with prevention. And it's throughout government. Health has part, children and youth has part, healthy living has part, and I'd like to let members know some of the parts. Children and youth has a great program on making sure that young mums, pregnant mums, eat properly, deal with their condition so that they don't develop diabetes. We also have all sorts of programs which are talking about food and nutrition, and that's early, and it's not just as the person gets diabetes. It starts with the programs in schools where kids are now not eating junk food. There's actually healthier meals in schools, and there's healthy food policy in schools. So places like Frontier School Division, where I previously taught, have vegetables and proper nutrition and not just junk.
Order, please. The minister's time has expired.
Mr. Speaker, this week the Broadbent Institute has graded the NDP government as last of all the provinces when it comes to the social well-being, including health, of our population. And now, one of the problems clearly is this government believes in multi-pronged, going every direction strategies which don't achieve results. The government needs to be accountable on the diabetes strategy. As I've highlighted, they've been close to hopeless in reducing the diabetes epidemic, the largest and longest health epidemic in the history of our province. Even the annual reports on the strategy haven't been completed. I asked the minister why he has not at least delivered on the annual reports, an update on the strategy.
Please. The member's time has expired.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'll go through some of the programs that we have initiated as a government to deal with diabetes, nutrition, and activity. In addition to the phys ed across the curriculum from K to 12, which was in part of the recommendations the member opposite attended, and all those, we also have a school nutrition program across 190 schools. We have vegetable and school snack programs across multiple programs and initiatives across the province. We have a school nutrition policy. We have the farm to school fundraiser dealing with peak of the market that sold almost 750,000 pounds of vegetables versus chocolate bars. We have the Northern Healthy Food Program. We have the Nourishing Potential, which has millions of dollars that funds healthy living activities. We have PAC.
Order, please. The minister's time has expired.